morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Happy Easter. I am hopping on this little bit chilly, yucky Saturday morning to do a short video today on breeding rabbits. I had, if you saw my Instagram post, I had 4 baby bunnies born this week. I'm very excited about that. Baby bunnies around here have been difficult the last couple summers, springs. I usually only breed in the spring, and because it gets too warm in the summer, in my opinion. And that's not true for everybody. This is more of a personal choice. And then in the winter, it's cold. I usually start breeding in February for spring babies, and I will breed up until May or June usually. And I don't breed a ton. I only have so much space and so many cages. I've said this before, if you're going to breed, don't breed with the thought that you're going to sell every baby that you have. If you have a litter of 12, that's a lot of baby bunnies. So I try to be reasonable in that sense. And you guys know, I've always shared this. I am not always by a book kind of person. I started this journey with people saying, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do this. And you can never do this. And I've kind of one of the reasons why I do this YouTube channel is to say, yes, you can, try it. And so a lot of my stuff isn't always conventional thoughts. But breeding rabbits is pretty basic, but I do want to give you some ideas and thoughts on that, and show you the babies. I have barely seen them. I've left Mom alone, and I'll flip you around. She's right here next to me. And I apologize for the lighting. It's kind of dreary out. I do have the garage door open here. This is the rabbit barn we're in. And I'm sitting on my bale of hay, my round bale, what's left of it. I'm going to have to get more hay again here soon. And I did bring an extra light, so I'm really professional today. But I wanted to just chat a little bit. So this is the mama that had babies a month ago. She had 3, only one survived, and he or she ended up passing away 3 days later. So she was a first-time mom. Lily is her name. She is a French Angora, and she was born last spring here at the farm. And so she is just almost exactly a year old now. And I bred her to Benny, a red-eyed white Angora. Lily is a blue steel or black steel. I'll have to look at her pedigree. So she has some beautiful color. Her mom is a blue steel. And so I'm looking at these babies thinking I think I got all white babies or a mix. I don't have any dark black, gray, that kind of color. It looks like they're all going to be whites. And that's a whole nother video because I do have a new bunny that I want to show you. But that will be later this week. So Lily was a first-time mom. I bred her February 8th this year. She was a first-time mom. She was due March 10th and did have the 3 babies. She ended up eating 2 of them. That happens sometimes. She did not make a nest. And so the babies were on, essentially, I did have a nesting box. We'll talk about that here in a minute to show you what I use. But the babies were just scattered when I found them, and 2 of them were half eaten. They do that. Things like that happen. Animals that's what they do. That's their nature. So I had one of them that was cold and stiff when I found him. I revived him. I thought he was going to do okay, and then by day 3, he just was not showing signs of doing really well, and he passed away that day. So he was 3 days old. So I rebred her on the 16th, which was 6 days after she gave birth. You can do that. They can rebreed the day they have babies. So I wouldn't intentionally do that. But if you're in a colony type situation and they just breed every 30 days or so. So even after they've had babies, they can be rebred that same day. So I waited 6 days. I rebred her on the 16th. So the babies were due the 15th, which was Tuesday this week. And typically a lot of the stuff you read said 30 days, 30 days, 30 days. We'll always be cautious with that because it's not always exactly 30 days. I have had rabbits that have gone 34 days, 35 days. Rabbits can store the sperm and it will store, I think it's up to 7 days. I've done a video on this before. I can't remember the exact, but they can store the sperm. And so you end up with babies later than what you think. And so she had these the 17th. So she was at 32 days when she had them. I did have, she is in one of the, and again, I'll turn you around here in a minute. She is in one of my ground cages. She is on the ground. Straw is the base. This is a cement floor. And she has lots of room in here. And then I keep the straw built up. I've been putting fresh on. Right now, I don't want to take, usually I clean these every week. I don't want to take them. There's Scott getting home from the hardware. I don't want to take her, typically I would take her out, move the cage, clean this whole area, and put fresh straw down. I'm not going to do that right now. I will wait probably at least a couple weeks until the babies are kind of doing their thing. Within a couple weeks, they'll have their eyes open, they'll be moving around. Nesting boxes. I don't think you have to go broke in order to have animals. I do, like I said, I do lots of different things, try different things. And so nesting boxes, they do make great nesting boxes. They're pretty expensive though. The wooden ones, I do have one, and it's actually with my other mom who is not getting pregnant right now. She's due here next week, and we'll see. I don't know. So I use Rubbermaid, just Rubbermaid boxes, the small ones. I use those tipped on their side. I use cat litter boxes, the big bucket ones. Those make great nesting boxes. And Lily's first batch a month ago, she did not make a nest at all. She did not pull fur. She didn't do anything. This time, she didn't do it until the morning of the 16th. She started doing the hay in the mouth thing and pulling fiber. And actually, up until Wednesday night, she hadn't pulled any fiber yet. There were a couple pieces here and there, and I've kind of left her area the way she's got it right now. I'll show you the fur all over. But when I came out here early on Thursday the 17th, she had made a beautiful nest. All the bunnies, she had actually made they weren't in the nesting box, of course. She had made a hole underneath the hay, her straw, and she had dug a hole under the straw, pulled all her hair there, and kind of tucked it like you would find out in the wild. If you've ever found a rabbit hole in the ground and there's like a hole dug in and then they've got all their fiber in there, that's what she did. And so I gently, there were 4 of them. I moved them up with all the fiber into the nesting box. One of them was cold and stiff. I took him in the house. I held him on my chest, rubbing him, and I kept him in the house for probably an hour that morning. I did not think he was going to make it. I got him moving and warming up, and I thought, you know what? I don't think he's going to make it, but I'm going to stick him in with his siblings and see what happens. And he is still alive. So I'm super excited about that. That's another tip. If your babies are cold and stiff, don't give up on them. I have revived many, many, many rabbits in the last few years. I didn't know you could do that. I thought once they were cold and stiff, they were gone. They are not. You can revive them. It's amazing to me how cold and stiff they can be, and you can actually revive them. So I did that with him, got him back out here, and he is still doing good. So let me turn you around here, and I'll show you my setup, and then I'll come back and we'll close out this video. Okay, here is Lily's setup. She's got quite a bit of space. You can see on her back, she's pulled fur. Her belly, she pulled fur. So And I'm just going to hold the camera so I can pan here. This is the setup. You can see all the extra fiber. She actually pulled more after they were born. I was kind of waiting for more babies. This is the corner where she had the hay stacked or the straw stacked and all of the fiber. So she's got some more down there that she's just continually pulled. And here is her nest. So that's pretty. And again, I apologize for the lighting. It's hard to get good lighting. There we go. Let me move my light. So that is a lot of fiber. That's a big nest. That was all done when I got out here in the straw. And so I just picked up all the babies and moved them in here with the fiber. So let's peek. I have barely looked at them. I've kind of left her alone. And there's the little pink babies. There are 4 of them. This one looks to be all white. There they are. And they are all doing well. There we go. You can see 4 noses. So there's the babies. I am just letting her do her thing. And let me cover them back up. She's doing a great job. They all have full bellies. And they are doing great, staying warm. It has been chilly here this week. We've had cold, windy weather, lots of rain. You can see right there. That's where she pulled a lot of her fur. That's her right shoulder area side. That's where she pulled a lot of her fur. So she's bald there now. But that's what she needed to do. So let me flip you back around. Okay, so we have babies on the farm. I am hoping, so the Mitten Homesteaders Conference, which I will be at, I'll put the link down below. There are still tickets available and workshop tickets available until I believe May 1st. And so that's a month out from now, and the babies will be 4 weeks old. I am hoping to bring babies with me to the conference. They won't be able to be taken that day, but they will be for sale. I usually try to wait till closer to 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, closer to 8 until I sell them, but you'll be able to see the babies if you're going to be at the Homesteaders Conference, as long as everything goes well. And right now it looks like we're doing good. Again, the unknown can happen, but she's doing great. Now, if they showed signs of not being fed, which they get, when they're being fed, they have very full, taut tummies. There's no wrinkles in their bodies. That's how you know that she's doing a good job of feeding them. These guys look great. And so as long as that continues, I'm going to leave them in here. I have other videos. I'll try to remember to link another video of babies from last year that I actually took out from mom and ended up bringing mom in to feed them and making sure that she fed them. They feed them extremely quickly. Like if you see a mama feeding her baby rabbits, you have caught a moment, because it is really hard to see them feed their babies. It's so fast, and it's only once a day that they once every 24 hours is how much they feed their babies. So as long as they continue to look good, I will keep them out here with her and let her do her thing. That saves me extra work. So I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're getting some spring weather. I'm going to go hit the garden with the rototiller today, even though it's kind of yucky and chilly. I feel like this weather here in Michigan has just put us on the fast track to, like, it's going to be planting garden day, and I won't have anything done because of the weather. So I'm going to jump out there while there's no rain or snow and get at least some of the garden rototilled today, I think, and get some flowers planted, some seed flowers planted, and go from there. Our last frost date here is, typically we don't put our garden in until, I have rabbits playing over here in the other cage. We don't typically put our garden in until Memorial Day weekend or after. I think our last frost date is it June 1st? I don't know, but that's my garden is Memorial Day weekend or somewhere in there. So we are getting ready for that. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Easter, and I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope you get to create something today. Bye.